Hey, welcome back. Me again. I had so much fun making the 717 video that I thought I'd get back and make another video. So a little bit of comfort flying, shall we say. Back in the 777. It is what it is. It's Pmdg. It's their latest aircraft. Very happy with it. You can see FS2CREW here at the top. 38 minutes to the off. I've done nothing. The first officer's gone for his walk around, and I've just been setting the flight up, really, doing not much else. I've already prepared the flight today. If I can, yes we can, there you go. Here's today's flight plan, and so we're going to need to put 65 tons of fuel on board. And it's got here packs and cargo, but we're actually doing a FedEx flight, so I'm not actually too worried about these specific weights. The today's weight that we want is 170.4 tons for the zero fuel weight. That's going to give us the weight of the aircraft. I'm going to hold off on loading the fuel until we can get GSX to do it and see how that works, because I had some problems with that earlier on. So, FedEx Flight 75, it actually says 751 here. I was playing around with a few different flight plans. As you can see, once we leave Honolulu, we fly the SID, Standard Instrument Departure. We come down to Carp, which is where it ends. We go direct to DATB, and then essentially from there, if we click on the airway, it's actually an airway all the way down into New Zealand. The reason we're going to New Zealand is down in Queenstown, which I think, isn't that Queenstown? No, it's in Invercargill. I don't know where Queenstown is now. But basically, there's some really cool approaches apparently available on the FMCs. And the latest AirAC update has come out, and you can fly some pretty cool RNAV approaches. So we're gonna go down there and have a play. So I figure, considering over this side of the world, why not get down there now? So it's an overnight flight. I will sadly set and forget. Wake up in the morning and finish this one off. Not always my favourite pastime. I've said it before, but needs must. You know, it's I don't like speeding the flight up. I like the flight to take place. If I can check on it, I will check on it. But sometimes operationally, you just kind of got to go with it. So, having said that, let's get back into the aircraft. There we go. So, back to the aircraft. So what we need to do right now is our pre-flight checklist. No, pre-flight, just the pre-flight inspection. So I'm going to check the oxygen. Yeah, that works. I'm going to set the parking brake. I'm going to put on the ADRIU. Yeah, I don't know what it stands for, but it's the navigation stuff. There's an acronym for it. It's the inertial reference unit. So let's pop that on, considering it's plugged in. We're on GPU at the moment. We haven't got any the APU. So while we wait for that to come up, what we are going to do is we're going to program the weather system. So if I come back over to my desktop, there's the desktop, and then Active Sky next. We can load the flight plan that we've already exported from PFPX. So we know we're going Phnl, Nzaa. Open that up. That'll load up. Put in my... I never know how to save this. So I always just hit the refresh key. Put the alternate in, which is Christchurch, like 400 miles away, but it's fine by me. Christchurch is our alternate today, and so I've loaded that, and that's now gone in. So that's going to make the Pmdg 777. They'll take the weather from Active Sky Next, put it into the flight manager computer, and predict our times and our descents and stuff for us. So while we're here, let's have a quick cheeky gander at the weather. So, are we? Yes, we are. So, Honolulu on the 9th, which is still today in the UK, 22:53 Z being Zulu time, GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. Luckily, being in the UK and it's in the winter, that's where we are. The wind is coming from 150 at 9 knots, 10 statute miles of visibility, few clouds at 3,200 feet, a few clouds at 5,500 feet. The temperature is a loving 25 degrees Celsius, unlike the 3 degrees it is here at the moment. The dew point 17, and they have a pressure of 3002. Our destination today, obviously, is Auckland in New Zealand. I don't even think I've even said that. But anyway, the latest weather recorded at 22:30 Zulu, so just over half an hour ago. It was an auto recording. The wind is 260 at 17 knots. Scattered at all the nines, which means distance and visibility greater than 10 kilometers or more. Clouds broken at 1,500 feet, broken at 2,000 feet. Temperatures 21. Dew point is 17 and the QNH is 1015. Now, obviously, we're not going to be there for another, over on this one, 8.5 hours. So, what we're looking at, 8Z. So, this is the TAF, the terminal area forecast. So, between the 9th and 10th, between the 18 and 18, so that's 6 o'clock in the evening GMT to 6 o'clock in the evening the next day. The wind's going to be coming kind of westerly, fairly light. Visibility is going to be okay. Clouds pretty much right there now. And then from today, being the 9th, 2100, 260, 15, gusting 25. Good visibility, but light showers. Minus means light, SH means showers, RA means rain. Broken at 2,000 feet, temporarily between 10 to 2 and 06. That's still not quite the window. It's going to, the cloud level is going to come down, and then the wind will switch slightly. I'm trying to read over the top of my microphone. The wind's going to switch slightly to 250 at 15 knots, and then temporarily yet again, and this is the important bit, between 06 and 12, that's when we're landing, it's going to be broken at 600 feet. It's the 777, it's not going to be a problem. Becoming between 10 and 12 tomorrow morning, 310, 8 knots, the wind is going to shift. So that's not too bad. What we will do is, just because of that 600 feet, we'll just check in on Christchurch very, very quickly. As you can see, it's very calm, 20 degrees. The forecast is fine and dandy. Then they've got broken at 9. I'm still not too worried by that. This is my aviation world after all. So, with that in mind, let's get our flight planning gear on. So before we start up, let's transition you back over that side. Before we get GSX started up, we need to tell the aircraft how heavy it's going to be so GSX knows how to load it. So we're going to be 170.4 tons on the zero fuel weight, which obviously it's quite light, really, isn't it? I mean, look at that, not much at all. So then we can start up GSX, and obviously, most important thing, get some food. Oh, Hawaiian, please, and Gate Gourmet. We are on an actual normal stand today, because it's the only way I can get GSX to work. This is the main passenger terminal. The actual cargo terminal is over there, but the stock scenery, you can't put one of these over there and then expect GSX to work, and I really can't bother to faff around just to make it work. So we're over here today. So let's get flight planning. So 777-200, we've got the GE90s in today. The nav data AirAC is in date. It came around 4 days ago. So we are.
I'm back from the walk around and everything looks good.
Good lad. I'm gonna pop Phnl in there just so it knows where we are. We're at gate 31, I think. Not in database. Never mind. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over that. Our GPS position's already there, so we've just got to pop that one in there. And this is what I like about this aircraft. As much as I like popping bits and bobs into a FMC. This thing's so automated. There is an element of I don't want to call it a gimmick because it's like a real world tool, and it really does save pilots an absolute bunch of time when they're flying for like 13-14 hours at a time. So we're going from Phnl. We're going to request a route. As you can see, we've got 2 from here. We can either go jump over the island, or we can take the one we want today, which is the Nzaa01. And if you used to look at my flat plan on the other screen, you'd see that that's the route that we've got in. So we're going to request that. So in the real world, that flight management computer would now be speaking to the main office via satellite link, I guess, saying, please can we have that route? And that would then be downloaded straight into the computer of the aircraft. And you get a bing bong, there you go, so that's received, so we then load that in. That's just loading. So that's now been loaded, so we can just activate that and enter. And when you look at the route, that's it. That is the route. 8 hours of flying, and that's the route. That's good planning. So, Pfnl uplink. So, as you can see at the moment, the fuel is completely out of whack. So, what I'm going to do, just because of GSX really, I'm just pop 10 tons in. And it sounds like the catering's turned up. So the new Pfnl has arrived, so we'll just accept that for now. Wind data uplink ready. So this is where the magic happens. So what's happened now is my weather program is now talking directly to the flight management computer of the 777. And if we go to FMC com and wind uplink, where we've got all these points on our flight plan, we hit load. It's actually going to take the wind at those flight levels, pop them in, and in they go. And then descent forecast uplink is ready as well, so we go over to our vertical navigation, we go across to our descent page, forecast, load, and what you'll see is the flight levels will populate here and the wind at those flight levels there, and that is on the actual flight route. And job is a good one. We're getting beep tapping in my ear. I like to use this one over here these days. They want us to open some doors, so we're going to disarm it and open it. And if we just jump outside real quick, you'll see that we have Gate Gourmet popping on our food for the next day. Oh, there he is, goes. It's walked onto the aircraft for the next 8 hours. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Hopefully, we'll let him get on with that. Right, back to this. So, I'm not too worried about that. Departure. Here's the interesting bit. The wind, we said, I will look at it very quickly, 150 at 9 knots. So it's either going to be 8s or 2 2s. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the, we're at 25 minutes before departure. Do it now? We'll do it now. What we'll do is we'll jump across to... We'll send that to Top Cat. So it's our takeoff and... Well, there you go. Takeoff landing performance calculation tool. So... all we're going to do is bring the weather in again. Exactly what we've just been looking at. It's going to suggest a runway for us. It's suggesting 8 left for today. It's a 3 knot headwind, 9 knot crosswind. Nothing too much to worry about there. It's a bit confused by the takeoff weight. So today's takeoff weight is 234413. I like a flaps 5 if I can get away with it. Compute. Let's see what happens. Okay, that's fine, so it's generated some data for us. The other thing we should check is that we can actually do an 8 left departure. We are an OP high 2. So over to our charts. OP high 2. Let's just zoom in. It looks like that's not going to be too much of an issue. Let's find out. Oh, not that one. That one. 8 left. See, I'm pretty sure 8 left isn't. It must be. No, it must be 4 right, mustn't it? Oh, that's where I get confused. Because I don't know the area. I'm looking for the wrong one. Amateurs at work. You can see them. Okay, we'll go with what it says. So we're going to go for an 8 left departure. I'm sure someone's sitting at home going, no, don't do it, don't do it. No, we are. We're going to go for an 8 left departure. Alright, so... Oh, we need to bring you back across, don't we? There you go. See, there isn't an 8 left departure. You can have an 8 right departure, but you can't have an 8 left departure. Guess we're going to have an 8 right departure then. So we know it's an 8 right, we're going for AP high 2. There it is, and I think we're going to... where are we going? Car. So what we need to do is we just need to run very, very quickly over to our takeoff. Change that to 8 right. Compute that again, and that will just chuck out some figures for us. So it's a flaps 5, takeoff 2. So we're derating the engines basically, and it's saying we can do 70%. Sorry, not 70%. We can tell the aircraft that it's 70 degrees outside. So that's fair enough. He's waiting for our doors to close, I would imagine, at this stage. So we'll just close the door. Yeah, there you go. Doors closing. An arm. Cool, so he'll go. So what we'll do now is we'll request the fuel. 22 minutes before departure. So, if you look at the FMC, it says 420 feet, and then vectors. So air traffic would ordinarily tell us. Oh, we didn't. Sorry. If you look here, we're looking here, 420 or 420 in purple, and then vectors, and then over to OP. So when you look at the departure. It's a straight down south, isn't it? So what I might do is actually prepare the... There's a radio of 240. Let's see what the departure actually states. So it's a left turn, right turn to assigned heading. Expect vectors to OP. Expect clearance en route altitude flight level at OP. A radio from Charlie Kilo Hotel, minimum at 2,500 feet. Initial climb 5,000. So it's a radio from CKH. So this is where it stretches the limitations of my knowledge of explaining what to do. I know I could set a course F2CREW on the Navigraph. So for instance, you're still on that page, aren't you? So if we come back to here, the CKH 1139. So if we pop into the Navrad, 113 spot 90/240. I'm guessing. There you go. So that's now in the Navrad. What we can do is we can just pop that up there. And that 240 course is there, you see. So that's what I'm going to aim for. Okay, so back to the flight. So that's good. I'm thinking we now have some fuel outside. There he is. Fuel man, please fuel your aircraft. Oh, too much bouncing. So, that's the first officer doing his pre-flight checks. We want to dump in today 65 tons. Round it up. Yeah, 65 tons. Oh, they're sending another fuel truck. Hilarious. So should have a gross rate of 235.4. Oh, bring the flat plan back up. 234.4. I'm not too worried about that. It's close enough. Initial cruise altitude 30,000 feet. That's quite low. We'll let the step climb sort that out in a moment. And yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Let's request it again and see what comes back. Let him reset the checklists.
Monitor radar display. Go around. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead.
Easy peasy, that's that done. Right, so now that's better. Cruise out 360. So we can accept that. That's much better. So thrust limit.
TCAS test.
Ooh.
Pass.
Good. They gave us 70, but let's play safe. Go for 65 on the cell. Take off 2. So we're actually reducing the amount of available power by 20%.
I'm ready for the checklist.
Good lad, give me a second. 65. Take off. Flaps 5. And the centre of gravity is there. Trimmer 3. Bosh, bosh, bosh. So V1, point of no return. Rotate 153. V2 to 154. So what I'm going to do, flight director on 154. I'll actually pop that all the way around to 240. We said initial climb altitude 5,000 feet. Done. Ordinarily I'd go LNAV, VNAV on this, but because of the vectors I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it like that. And I believe another fuel truck is on its way. I wonder how many of these things we're going to need. Let's do the pre-flight checklist with 16 minutes to go.
Pre-flight checklist.
Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Tested 100%. Flight instruments.
Heading 350. Altimeter 3002.
Heading 350. Altimeter 3002. Pre-flight checklist complete.
Okay, so there's not too much to do now apart from just make sure that we've got everything sorted. Everything's ready. As you can see, there's lots of orange. Not much going on there. Let's look at the systems. It should be pretty straightforward really. There's electronics. As you can see, we're connected by the 2 ground power units. The hydraulics, there's no pressure in the system yet, so nothing's going to work. Can't trim. Fuel, 65 tons. Not much in the centre tank, so they're going to get turned off pretty quick. There's the air. We should request some boarding, shouldn't we? I wonder how many fuel trucks. Wonder where these fuel trucks are coming from. My word, look, there they go. I wonder if I can put... That doesn't matter really. Right. I mean, this could actually be what slows us down in the end, is all these fuel trucks. I shan't bother with it again, that's for sure. Okay. Let's just populate. I don't often do this. I'll tell you what we need to do. We need to brief for departure. So, wind today is... I should just check that very quickly myself. 150 at night. Is that right? 150 at 9 knots? Yes. 150 9. That's better. Outside temperature 21. Let's say 25. I think I said 25, didn't I? I did say 25. It's not changed the weights too badly, or too much at all actually. Tell you what though, when you look at the thrust limit, 81 seems very low, doesn't it? So we should change that. Give us a little bit more. We'll get there a bit quicker. Get to where we want to be. Okay, I'm happy with that. It's all good. We've got going up here. That's all. I mean, this is all FS2CREW set it all up, so I don't have to touch a single thing. If I touched it, I'd probably only break it anyway. So I think they've finished fueling. I wonder if they've started with getting the crates on yet. No, still no containers. At least he's left. Oh, there's another one. Oh, this is a joke. Absolute joke. And the problem with GSX is there's no way of actually knowing how long this is going to take. Because every international airport I've ever been to, the trucks don't carry... I mean, on the Isle of Man they do. Where I am, they do carry the fuel themselves, but you're talking like 6-7 tons at a time, that's it. If this is loading 10 tons at a time, it could be here for an hour and a half. Might have to reboot GSX. He didn't last long. Let's hope he just topped the tanks. Oh, there you go, he's finished. Refueling completed. Good. Maybe we can get boarded. We've got 12 minutes before we move. Whew. We're not going to operate a jetway today because there's no need to. Oh, they want me to open the door. It's because they know that I'm on a stand. So we'll open the door. There's no need to have it open though. Crew's already on board. So I'm gonna just pop that round to 210. Flaps up speed, somewhere around there. And I will set my radio altimeter to 400 feet. It's funny, I've been flying an X-plane lately, and it's just literally turn it on, fire it up and go. Yeah, which is okay, I don't mind that, but I do, whatever reason, Brian has got a lot to ask for, the guy that runs FS2CREW, because it really does slow you down and make you think, and you've got time to sit and look, and I pick up things that I've missed, whereas I'll go barreling down the runway and then realise that I didn't set my QNH, or I didn't set something. It helps. Like I'm flying the 737 next plane at the moment, and that's kind of not so bad because I'm so used to flying the NG that those procedures are kind of in my head, so it kind of works. But when you start throwing other aircraft into the mix, the 717 from earlier, or even the 757, they are slightly different. And it's too easy to kind of miss stuff really. So at this point I'm probably going to make myself a cup of tea, but I've already had one of them. You don't even need to put any altitude's in for your air conditioning. The computer takes care of all of it. I'll tell you what, 10 minutes or less than 10 minutes, let's pop the APU on just to give us something to do. So it's on start, and then just for the sheer excitement of it, we're going to watch those temperatures rise on the APU. Hope you're sitting comfortably. Grab some popcorn. Anybody else around? Grab them. This is a magical moment. Here it comes. To be fair, it's outside listening to it deafens you. I think my first officer agrees. So the auxiliary power unit, it literally just is like a generator that just sits in the back of the aircraft. It will supply air and power to the aircraft. And it uses that air and power to start the engines. There it comes, it's coming up online. So what we'll do is we will, because it should in theory trip out. There you go, trips to secondary power. We can turn the primary off. Now, can we put the flight deck pack on? I don't know, I have. Comments in the section below please if I've just done that and I shouldn't have done. So, let's brief for the departure. Alright, we're currently on stand, ASDEX, let's not worry about that. It's D-rated takeoff, flaps 5, packs on, anti-ice not required, Nzaa 2, I was learning about those the other day. I'll explain them when I know more about them. Thrust reduction, acceleration 1500, it's a SID. Actually, let's take vectors, and I have terrain as my concerns for today. Let's just play through that now.
Are you ready for the departure briefing?
Go ahead.
Alright, we're on a remote stand. The taxi route out to the departure runway will be as assigned. This airport does not use ASDEX. We will use reduced thrust for takeoff, and for the takeoff config, we'll use flaps 5. Packs will be on. Anti-ice is not required. We will use NADP2. Thrust reduction altitude is 1500 feet. Acceleration altitude is 1500 feet. Departure routing will be by ATC vectors. As for concerns, the terrain is going to be a factor for departure. Okay, for the takeoff briefing, I'll be the pilot flying. During the takeoff roll, you can call out any malfunction or warning and silence the oral warning. I will call stop or go. I'll reject the takeoff for any warning or condition that significantly affects the safety of the flight. Before 80 knots, I'll reject the takeoff for any of the following: takeoff configuration warning, system failures, activation of the master caution system, tyre failure, unusual noise or vibration, abnormally slow acceleration, if a side window opens, fire or fire warning, engine failure, predictive wind shear warning, if the airplane is unsafe or unable to fly. Between 80 knots and V1, I'll reject the takeoff for a fire or fire warning, engine failure, predictive wind shear warning, or if the airplane is unsafe or unable to fly. After V1, takeoff will be continued and no action will be taken before 400 feet other than to apply toga and silence the oral warnings. Do you have any questions?
No questions.
Okay, departure briefing complete.
So that's all done. Five minutes to go, let's just step outside and see what's left to be loaded. So as you can see, it's a hive of activity. We've got 3 containers each side. I love the fact that we're using Hawaiian Airlines bins. This door's closed. It's because FS2CREW thinks it's time to go. We best open some doors just for just to keep people happy. Just open the back. We'll just open the back door for now. There you go. I love that the rudder is bent this way because the wind is blowing from this way, and that's because there's no pressure in the hydraulics. So, right, not too long now, and we can depart. Not a fan of this virtual reality view. Obviously, it's alright if you've got Oculus Rift, but I don't have it, so it's an extra pain in the butt. I've turned the temperature down. I'm sure you were watching when we did the takeoff safety brief. Anybody knows what these are? Now, I'm pretty sure these are, well, I think they're SATCOM messages. You can push them, but they don't do anything. But if anyone can confirm or deny that in the comments, that'd be awesome. Like air traffic message. Air traffic send you a message. You know, can you climb to flight level 370? Except, you know, now because of the fact that you're so far out of voice range, they use this over satellite. So yeah, that's what I think. But answers in the comments section below, please. Don't forget to subscribe and like. 3 minutes to go. We should be getting good to go. This is the thing with the 777, the Trip 7 is a 55-minute FS2CREW, and you can make it scroll down. Oh, crew boarded, cargo loading process. That's a step in the right direction. Let's just have a look. Last one's going on this side, so we can shut this door shortly. Yeah, so with the 777, it just takes 55 minutes, which obviously in the real world it does. It's not good when you want to get somewhere or do something, or you don't have much time. I wonder what the load is today. That looks pretty... let's just say that's concert kit. Taking a concert. Oh, I see that the door's closed. I didn't do that. I wonder if... oh no.
Cabin crew arms lights.
I thought there was some more turning up then. No. I want to go. Right, so that's done, so we can shut the door on the right hand side. Wait for the ding before we close the main cargo door. 4 minutes to go, so what we're going to do now is fire up the ACARS software for active air source. Honolulu to... do you see this? No. Do you see it now? Sorry, I'm just... Here you do, down the bottom. I think that's what that is. Okay. It's at the top of my screen. It's on the bottom of your screen. But we're pretty much good to go. So what we're going to do now... We're at 0. Oh, come on, man. One shouldn't throw stereotypes. But these guys are definitely on holiday. Alright, let's disconnect everything and we'll go from there.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
Please disconnect the GPU and
Roger.
Hooray! Boarding has completed. Let's pressurise the hydraulics and get pushing. think we're 50 minutes late already. Come on, ding. Thank you. No, it's closing. Ground, please can we pressurise?
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
Are we cleared to pressurise the hydraulics?
Roger, you're clear to pressurize the hydraulics.
Thanks.
So the first officer does that when we go for the before start procedure.
Before start procedure.
Captain, we've got a door light here.
No way. Thought we'd close that. You could be William. Let's wait for that to come out first, shall we? So that's why we have first officers. If it was up to me, we'd be flying along with the door wide open. Funny story, happened once in a 146. Flight sim, not in the real world. At least not on my watch anyway. Okay, so before start procedure.
Before start procedure.
Check.
So here comes the hydraulics. If we run outside, you'll see that everything's stiffened up. All those bits that were hanging down are now stiffened up. So he's now preparing the aircraft for departure. Fuel pumps going on, all the hydraulics going on. I do none of it. I literally just sit here and watch. Which is good.
Ready for the checklist?
He's ready for the checklist. Let's go for it.
Before start checklist.
Before start checklist. MCP.
V2 is 154. Heading track 240. Altitude 5000 feet.
Takeoff speeds.
V1 is 150. VR 151. V2 is 154.
CDU pre-flight.
Thought I'd best get that in nice and quick. See, pre-flight is completed.
Completed.
Completed. Trim. Completed. Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Before start checklist complete.
Oh, I broke it. Let's get out of here. I want the nose to go left. Because you can't close it once you get stuck there now until after you've started the engines. Which is fine. Happens occasionally. Just leave it in the engine so we can watch those come up. And you can actually.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
I'm gonna leave it like that with a pack on. I'm hot. So we're just waiting for him to connect the tug, and once he's connected the tug, he'll push us back, start the engines, get us onto a taxiway,
Locking gear.
and we can get out. Again, as I say in most of my videos, I'm not a real well pilot. I'm just a big aviation geek. I've worked in the industry I have 10 years experience in the industry, various flight ops, ground ops,
Bypass been inserted.
flight planning,
Release parking brake. Commencing push. All
and
engines clear. Start that wheel.
this is just what I enjoy doing. I like making videos. They're really normal videos, but these flight sim videos are quite fun to make. I've started to enjoy these. So anyway, I'm going to say right engine, start the right engine. He's going to hit that switch up there that says right engine, and then I'm going to just throw this one in here, then we'll watch the fuel go in. So
Start the right engine.
Starting right.
good lad. So he starts the right. There's N2.
Oil pressure.
In goes the fuel. We don't have to worry about air traffic because there is no traffic in this world. Life is much simpler without traffic in my head. As you can see, 40 frames a second. I'll take that. That's with recording video. Start a cutout. I don't even know if you have to say that on this one. Probably not. It's a given. Alright, start the left engine.
Start left engine.
And I just want to
Start
check
left.
something on FS2CREW PC because that's alright. I just want to make sure that I had the right profile set
Oil
up.
pressure.
Sorry about that. Sudden panic attack. And here's the centre line. So we're going to taxi. There's Alpha November. We're going to go. We want to cross the runway over to Golf.
Set parking brakes.
What that? In a minute. Hang on. Brake set. What I don't want to do is go down here. It's very narrow on the map, but I don't know how narrow it is in real life. So
Unlocking gear.
I'm going to run down Bravo. I'm going to take November, Golf, Bravo, Romeo, Bravo.
Truck disconnected.
Go that way.
Bypass speed removed.
Alright, flaps 5.
Flaps 5.
Flaps 5.
Oh, that's my cue. Go full left. Full right. Centre. Full up. Full down. Centre. Full left on the rudder. Full right on the rudder. And then just for fun these days I like to pump the spoilers and watch them come up. I can. That's the only reason why I do
Left is
that.
clear. Right is clear.
Alright,
Full
full
taxi checklist.
Full taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist. Anti-ice. Auto. Recall. Checked. Flight controls.
Check.
Checked.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Clear.
Before taxi checklist. Complete.
Clear on the left.
Clear right.
Let's get this show on the road. So as you can see down here we've got APU cooldown, so we've turned the APU off already. Off we go, look at that, midnight. Only an hour late. You can tell I've been flying the 717, I'm afraid to touch the throttle. Alright, so I'm looking at a map on the other side of the screen. I'm kind of flying Driving Brian, so I'm going to take this next. Right. The chances are I probably want to take the left. And I'm going down that one I didn't want to go down. Never mind. Yeah, I want to be over there, look. That's the downside to not having air traffic control and then them not telling you where you're going. Can we take Lima? No, we can't take Lima. Use 8 left as a taxiway, I suppose. We're here now. So I recently learned that to actually be on the runway set to for the aircraft to be in the middle, you want that taxi line, that one just there, to be in between your legs, which to me doesn't make sense, because as a captain you're not sat over the main wheels, are you? You're sat either to the left or the right of them, but drifted. Hang on, let's get it back. Let's go the other way. Strange, huh? Oh, it's taxi. Alright, clear the apron.
Okay, clear of the apron before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist. Before takeoff checklist complete.
We should
Before
also
takeoff checklist complete.
we should also do a cheeky brake check. Oh, they work. Just smacked my head up against the oh, excuse me. So we're going to take an Alpha Romeo Bravo down. So here's Alpha 5. Alpha 5? Alpha 1. It's a little air freight terminal. I think it's this is all National Guard up this end. You can also tell I'm used to flying an X-plane because I have to in X-plane on the beta at the moment there's no ground friction, it doesn't work very well. So Romeo Bravo, here's our turn in. So you don't have to use your throttle to taxi, the aircraft just taxis itself, which is a bit weird, but also makes you very, very lazy and not concentrate on your aircraft. Alright, see if we can keep our ground speed above 15 knots. We'll go out along this taxiway. 26 right, 8 left. There's nothing coming. Obviously there's not, but as I always say in all my videos, it never hurts to check. One day I might do VATSIM and then it's going to come unstuck. Oh, we dropped to below 15 knots. Alpha 9 Tango. That's what that is. Now, fun fact for you, this section of taxiway here, this bit or the next bit, once we've crossed Mike, designated on the chart as HS5. HS5 is a tower non-visibility area. Apparently the tower can't see us from here. That's a fun fact. National Guard area over there as well. I'm full of the facts today. So I spent a week in Honolulu flying around the islands. All very nice. It's time to go and hang out in New Zealand now. And actually all the fun weather's up here in the UK at the moment with the snow and the low cloud and everything else coming, so... Right, the runway. Oh, where is this runway? Oh, I see. We've got to go across the causeway first. So I did see something else as well that said this was the this runway over here that we're going to was the first runway ever built on reclaimed land. I don't know if that is true or not. I don't even know where I read that, but that's what I read. Those of you that saw the 717 video would have seen us taxiing along here earlier when we landed. So the wind's obviously changed somewhat. So we're going to just take Romeo Bravo all the way straight up to the runway. Creeping closer and closer to that grass. Let's get back over. Oh dear. So you can see just here that the first officer's already put his terrain map on. So the closer to red it is, the more dangerous it is for us. And if we zoom out a little bit. Oh, you just can't. I wonder how comes he can see it and I can't. Just there, a little bit of red. 2,600 feet. Stay away from that. Right, so we are good to go. There's no reason why we shouldn't be good to go. So I'm going to go straight ahead and say runway
entry procedure.
Check.
Alright, so as always, M1 55%. Hit the toggle button and off we go. Just to recap though on that departure. Just to recap.
On runway 08 right.
We're going to climb to a minimum of 2,500 feet. No, that doesn't make sense, does it? We're going to get to 420 and we're going to bug out. So we get to 420 knots and I'm literally going to just turn and get that aircraft around. If we get a head and select up here, I will choose that and follow the flight director around. So, we're going to take off.
Check.
Landing lights go on. Start the clock. Let's go. So 55's around there. Let's go.
Thrust set.
Just want to get over the centre
80
line.
knots.
Check.
That bit closer.
Rotate.
6 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Did that better than I did earlier. So we're looking for 420 feet.
400 feet.
Heading select.
Heading select.
There we
Heading
go.
select.
Beautiful.
Climb.
I've lost it, haven't I? It's a little bit too much. The microphone's kind of in the way. Alright, let's just straighten this up and get this aircraft back under control. Interestingly enough, by taking heading select, only options I've got from FS2CREW at transition altitude and flaps 1. I don't want either of those really, so I'm going to engage the autopilot. Let's speed that up to our flaps up speed, hit flight level change. It's not giving it to me.
1,000 feet to level off.
Oh well. In the right direction, I guess. Right, let's pull that round over here. Flaps up.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps are 1.
I think the idea was there. Execution wasn't necessarily as good as it could have been. But hey, we're here to learn, right? So let's pop that over to there. Pop the LNAV in. And there's a restriction of 5,000 feet, so this is where we're going to stay. Speed those, we can speed up.
Flaps up.
Speed checked. Flaps up.
So the flaps are up. He's done his bits and bobs.
After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist complete.
So as you can see, it's just a straight line then. Must be. We have to wonder if actually a flight like this is relatively boring. You know, just flying in a dead straight line with. You got the scenery. I'm sure the islands are beautiful to see from a great height. But I wonder if they get bored on this specific kind of route. You know, this trans-Pacific. Or do you not? You know, if you're a pilot and you fly the same route a lot. Do you get bored of flying the same route, or actually is there always something new to see all the time? Answers below. Like and subscribe. There's a turn. So what I'm going to do now, because we're below 10,000 feet, something I've been doing just a habit of flying the 737, the 300, the classic, is climbing on vertical speed below 10,000 feet. I was reading somewhere that air traffic control don't always like you sliding up through the altitudes too quickly, especially when you're leaving terminal maneuvering areas. So it's a habit I'm into, really. Once we're established, you know, they know we're going to 5,000, so we'll go to 5,000, and then we'll just climb slowly through to 10. And then once we clear 10,000 feet, then we just let rip. Let's have a look outside. So now we're away, let's have a look. It's currently midnight 15, and we're going to land at 8:20Z. Nice, that works perfectly. FS2CREW's moment. 3.8. No, she says 3.6. Okay. know why I chose 320, I just did. So one thing we can do just before we disappear is pop in the excuse me, because this flight is over massive bodies of water, so we've got some ETOPS, extended twin engine operation alternates. So we've got PHNL, which is obviously Honolulu. We've got NSFA, I don't know where that is. We've got NZAA in Auckland, and then NFFN. So all I want to do is draw some rings around them. So Honolulu, 400 miles in about an hour, and then 1200 miles is about 3 hours. Oh, what? Oh, I see what I've done. Slash 1200. So let's go draw a ring around Honolulu. So you can see there's the 400, so that's 1 hour away. And there's another one somewhere up here. There's 1200. So then when we look at our next ETOPS diversion, which is NSFA, on the fixed page, NSFA, what we'll do, slash 1200, slash 400, and you can't see it, I wonder if actually we can go plan, can't we? Next step. So what you'll see, that was the 400 line, and this line here, that's the line from Honolulu, that's 3 hours away. This line here is the line from NSFA, that's 3 hours away. So literally, as we cross over those two, that becomes our en route alternate for one engine. So yeah, so we do that for the whole route.
1,000 feet to level.
Really? Oh, transition altitude then.
Transition altitude, set standard.
Standard set.
Might as well let it go all the way up. We probably should check on our speed as well, because I suspect that's starting to overspeed. There you go. We know. We'll let the computer deal with it now. Right. So fix. Next page. Next page. Our next one is The flight plan says that Auckland is actually the next one. I'm not going to argue with it. Then NFFN. So if we go back to the legs page and step it, so there's your crossover for your first 3 hours from, I don't know which one. Oh, there's a whole load there, look. As you can see, they all intersect. In fact, that's an hour away from two airports, isn't it? So I'd imagine this one is NSFA, and this one is NFFN, with 1200, with 3 hours to go to Auckland. That'd be why that's there. There we go. I'm out of plan mode. And then the other thing I like to do these days, especially with the 777, actually put my ordinate in for the flight, and today it's NZCH. And we might as well put in might as well put in the ETOPS ones as well, and then we'll just let one go on automatic. NZ, NSFA, and NFFN. Done. So you can see how far away they are. So that pretty much concludes as much as we can do for this now, really. It's just got to fly itself. Might as well let the rest of the guys go and have a kip. And I'll see you somewhere outside of New Zealand. Thanks very much for watching. My name's Liam, and you've been watching Flymax videos. One guy gabbering his way around the world, one flight at a time. Thank you very much. And adios. Oh, not even ready for it. Adios.